Did you know about Death's Head symbol? Skull and crossbones or Death's Head is the symbol of human skull with two long bones crossed below it. It is used in several contexts. Generally, it is used as a symbol of death or a warning symbol of poisonous substances and danger. Vertebra. Each vertebra has a central hollow portion through which the spinal cord passes. A typical vertebra consists of two parts, the vertebral body and the vertebral arch. Spinal cord. The vertebral column surrounds the spinal cord, which travels within the spinal canal, formed from the central hole within each vertebra. The spinal cord is part of the central nervous system that supplies nerves and receives information from the body. Did you know what is the study of bones called? The study of bones is called as osteology. It is derived from the Greek words oston, which means bone, and logos, which means knowledge. The scientific study of bones is practiced by osteologists. Rib cage. Ribs, thoracic vertebrae, and the sternum together form the rib cage. Rib cage is also known as thoracic cage. The rib cage has a major function in the respiratory system. It protects the heart and lungs. Ribs. There are 12 pairs of ribs in the rib cage. The first 7 ribs are known as fixed ribs or true ribs, as they connect directly to the sternum. The next 5 pairs, 8 to 12th, are the false ribs, as they do not connect directly to the sternum. The 8th, 9th, and 10th pairs of ribs do not connect directly with the sternum but join with the 7th rib with the help of cartilage. Last 2 pairs, 11th and 12th rib pairs, are attached only to the vertebrae, and they do not connect to the sternum or the cartilage of the sternum. So, they are called as floating ribs. These ribs are relatively small and delicate. Did you know that some people have an extra rib? Most people have 12 pairs of ribs, but some have 13, which is very rare. This extra rib is called as cervical rib. It can cause medical issues like neck pain. For that reason, people born with this extra rib often have it removed. Sternum. The sternum is a long, flat bone that forms the front of the rib cage. The cartilages of the top 7 ribs join with the sternum. Appendicular skeleton. The appendicular skeleton is formed by the shoulder girdle, the pelvic girdle, and the bones of the upper and lower limbs. The bones of the limbs, along with their girdles, together form the appendicular skeleton. The bones of the hand are humerus, radius, ulna, carpals, which are also called as wrist bones, are 8, 5 metacarpals, which are palm bones, and 14 phalanges. Did you know what is the most broken bone in the human body? bones are among the most broken bones in adults. The collarbone is the most broken bone among children. The bones of the legs are femur, the thigh bone, tibia and fibula, 7 tarsals which are ankle bones, 5 metatarsals and 14 phalanges. Did you know what is the longest bone in the human body? The longest bone in the human body is in your leg. The femur, the thigh bone, is the longest and strongest bone of the human skeleton. A cup-shaped bone called patella covered the knee at front, which is also called as kneecap. Pectoral guttural bones help in joining the upper limbs with the axial skeleton. Pelvic girdle bones help in joining of lower limbs to the axial skeleton. Each girdle is formed of 2 halves. Each half of pectoral girdle consists of a clavicle and scapula. Clavicle bone is commonly known as collar bone. Scapula is a large triangle flat bone situated in the back part of the thorax between the 2nd and 7th ribs. Pelvic girdle consists of 2 coxal bones. Each coxal bone is formed by the fusion of 3 bones: ilium, ischium and pubis.